Noah's Ark, the flood that changed the world's sailboat. The world of sin. Long ago, the world was not the beautiful place God had created. Instead, it had become filled with darkness. People had turned their hearts away from God. Violence ruled the earth, and wickedness was everywhere. Men and women no longer cared about kindness, love, or truth. Every thought of their hearts was only evil. The earth that was meant to shine with peace and joy was now broken. But among all this corruption, one man stood out, a man named Noah. He was righteous, faithful, and walked with God when no one else did. God's warning. One day, God looked upon the earth and was grieved by the evil he saw. He decided that he would bring a mighty flood to wash away the wickedness. But God, in his mercy, chose Noah. He said to him, "I am going to put an end to all people, for the earth is filled with violence. Build yourself an ark of gopher wood. Make it strong, make it large, and cover it inside and out with pitch, for I will bring a flood upon the earth." Imagine Noah hearing this, a flood when it had never rained like that before. Yet Noah did not question. He believed. Building the ark. Noah began building the ark exactly as God commanded. It was enormous, 450 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. A vessel unlike anything the world had ever seen. As Noah and his sons hammered and sawed, the people laughed at him. They mocked and said, "Look at this foolish old man building a giant boat on dry land." But Noah kept going, not for the approval of men, but in obedience to God. Day after day, year after year, Noah worked while warning the people. Turn back to God. A flood is coming. Yet they would not listen. That creature walked toward the ark in pairs, male and female. The people who saw this were astonished, but still, their hearts were hardened. They did not believe the warning. Noah carefully guided the animals into the ark, making space for each kind. Then he prepared food and water for them all, for the journey would be long.
We must
Entering
hurry
the
now.
ark.
The storm
Finally,
is upon us.
the day came when God said to Noah,
The door is
"Go into
closing."
the ark, you and your family, for I have found you righteous in this generation." Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their
We
wives
must
entered
hurry
the
now.
ark.
The storm
Behind
is
them,
upon us.
the animals filled the
Look,
great
the
vessel
door is
with
closing.
sounds of life. And then something happened that shook the people
We must hurry
outside.
now.
The door of the
storm
ark,
is upon us.
massive and heavy,
Look,
was
the
shut.
door is
But it
closing.
was not Noah who closed it. The Bible says the Lord shut him in. The time of mercy had ended, and judgment was about to begin. The flood begins. The skies darkened. Clouds gathered, heavier than anyone had ever seen. Lightning flashed, thunder roared, and suddenly, the heavens opened. Rain poured down in torrents. Springs of the great deep burst forth, and waters rose from the earth. Within hours, the rivers overflowed, fields disappeared, and houses were swept away. People ran to the ark, banging on its walls, crying, "Noah, let us in." But it was too late. For 7 days and nights, the rain fell without stopping. The waters rose higher and higher until even the tallest trees and mountains began to vanish beneath the flood. Inside the ark, Noah and his family listened to the storm rage outside. The animals stirred and cried, but Noah reassured them, for God's hand was upon them. As the ark rose on the water, it floated safely, guided by the Creator himself. For 40 days and 40 nights, the rain fell, until the entire earth was covered. Everything outside the ark perished, but inside, there was life, protected by God's covenant promise. Waiting in silence. After the rain stopped, the waters covered the earth for 150 days. Imagine the silence after the storm, the vast ocean stretching endlessly, with not a tree, not a mountain, not a city in sight, just water. Yet the ark drifted safely. Then one day, God remembered Noah. The waters slowly began to recede. Mountains and hills started to appear. The ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. Hope returned, the raven and the dove. Noah opened a window of the ark and released a raven. It flew back and forth, but it found no rest. Then Noah sent out a dove. The first time, it returned with nothing. A week later, he sent it again, and this time it came back with a fresh olive leaf in its beak. What a sign of life! Green had returned to the earth. The third time Noah sent the dove, it did not return, for it had found a home. A new beginning. Finally, God spoke to Noah. "Come out of the ark, you and your family, and bring out every living creature with you." After over a year inside, the great door opened, and Noah stepped onto dry ground. The earth was cleansed, fresh, and new. The animals ran free, filling the land once again. And Noah, grateful to God, built an altar and offered a sacrifice of thanksgiving. God made a covenant with Noah, saying, "Never again will I destroy all life by a flood." As a sign of his promise, he placed a rainbow in the sky. And from that day on, every rainbow reminds us of God's mercy, his justice, and his love. The gathering of animals. When the ark was nearly ready, something extraordinary happened. From the forests, deserts, and mountains, animals began to move. Lions roared, elephants trumpeted, birds filled the sky, and every kind of